Good evening, guys. This is Slippin' coming to you with another video. For this video of your strategy guide, this is going to be something that I had hoped the event would come up earlier in the whole entire sequence of the strategy guide, but I can't really control when the events pop up. And so, even though, ideally you would have done this a little bit earlier in the whole entire, going up to G6 level, it is what it is. So, with all the different events and everything like that, you play them as they come up. I'm hoping that you basically take what I'm showing you guys and you use it in order to try and help yourselves out as much as possible for that given area. But it's not like I can create a perfect how-to guide based upon like a certain schedule or whatever. There is no schedule that they could possibly come up with that would be perfect in order to make it to where you could go from G1 to G6 or higher and perfectly aligned with what exactly I say in the video and everything. So I do apologize. Hopefully you're going through and making good progress on your own, but it is what it is. Okay, so this next part of what exactly is going on in our, basically series of how-to strategy guide is going to be centered around shadow invasion. Now, there's two different ways in order to get CP. I mean, there's really more than that, but I mean, the main two is basically you either fight another player or you basically do shadow invasion. The reason why I like shadow invasion is because of the fact that with shadow invasion, which is this sale right here, you have it to where you're gaining CP and you're not having to fight other players that are going to go through and hold it against you in return. So you can go through and attack them and gain whatever the heck you can gain out of it without going through and actually having it to where they're going to try and attack you back. And then you have to worry about defending and reinforcing and everything else like that. I mean, plus it also makes it to where, like, if people aren't paying attention to you, then it's much easier for you to do a lot of different things in this game where you're not being attacked constantly and having to worry about closing one portal and setting up a portal someplace else, all that other kind of stuff. So, Shadow Invasion is basically a really good way in order to have it to where you can gain the CP that you need without having all the negative side effects of attacking other players. Now, granted, it doesn't have the bonus of, hey, when I attack another player and I beat them, then I can go through and steal their stuff, like their building supplies or their silver or their gold ingots, stuff like that. Gold ingots are really useless because it doesn't do anything for you. Your king is not going to go through and be like, oh, well, this person's really great because they send me the most, so I'm just only going to help them. It's usually to where they go through and they do different things to help out the entire kingdom. It's not to where it really just helps one individual person. If you're in a kingdom where like one clan is taken over and they use all the gold ingots in order to only help their own clan, which I don't even know how the heck that works, to be honest with you, because I've never been in power on that level yet. I quite frankly, you need a new kingdom because this is like really messed up. I know that like in my old kingdom, King 113, they were always like going through and saying like, oh, well, this person, if they take over, they're going to take everything and give it to themselves and blah, blah, blah. And they're not going to help anybody else out. And they would get so upset over it. And it was just like, guys, politics has no place in this game. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. So, anyways, let's go through and take a look at Shadow Invasion. And while I've been going through and talking and everything, I've been doing my regular, hey, I need to do this. Hey, I need to do that. Like, go to the capital, go pay our taxes and everything. 28,394 gold ingots to the highest bidder. Yeah, right. But anyways, all right, close enough. I'm not all the way there. I still have other stuff that I do need to get done and everything with this profile. But for right now, it works however much I need it to. Okay. Shadow Invasion, the basic part about CP or conquest points is it helps you out in a few different areas. Now, one thing I advise, and a lot of people don't do this, but I'm like, why in the heck would you do it differently? Is you have guardsmen that you get through valor points. You get engine, your walls and your catapults and stuff like that through your engine core or engineer core. You have monsters through your VP, your valor points. You have archaeology, blacksmithing, all this stuff through your VP. The only things that you really get by your conquest points is your specialists and also your army modernization and your monster boost. Here's the way that I did mine. And I'm going to show you exactly what you need to use your conquest points for first, and then you could go around and you could go through and try and get them second. In army modernization, right? You have it to where it's like army strength, army health, mounted units strength, mounted units, health, which is over here, melee unit strength, melee units health, ranged unit strength, ranged units health, all that kind of stuff. Those are the things that you really need to go through and increase. And it goes on and on and on, like to where you're going all the way through this crap. So rather than going through and showing you every single part of it, just notice that it replicates itself and it's 5 times over. So by the time that you get to mounted units health number 5 and flying unit strength number 5, this is a huge amount of CP that you've gone through and used up. If you get any conquest points when you're early in the game, you need to concentrate that on your army modernization. The reason why, if you have it to where you're attacking with whether or not it's mercs or guardsmen, increasing your army modernization will help. If you have it to where you just want to use more troops, yes, specialist is fine and everything, but if their attack is weak, then they're doing absolutely nothing for you. So you can go through and get specialists 5 and guardsmen 5 at the exact same time and everything, but your attacks are going to be so gosh darn weak that it's going to make it nearly impossible for you to level up to the next level. So if you increase your ranged units health, your mounted units health, your melee units health, and you're doing this and your strength for each one of these, strength, and you're going one level after the other, this is going to make your attacks so much more powerful to where instead of you hitting Arachne for, let's say, 1,000,000, valor points per fight, you might be hitting 2, 3, 4, 5 million. Or when you get further along and everything, like to where you're a G8, instead of hitting for like 100 billion, you're hitting for like 400 billion. And when you get to that point, it makes a huge, huge difference in going through and trying to hit, that G9 level or the Monsters 9 level and stuff like that. So whenever you get your conquest points, instead of them putting them towards specialists, go through and put them towards army modernization first. So the way that I've done mine, and it actually works out really, really well, because even though I haven't been playing very long, I'm actually increasing a heck of a lot faster than a lot of other players because of the way that I did mine. I did army mod first, I did monster boost second, and then I went through and I done specialists. So right now I'm actually hitting specialist 8, where I'm fully complete on it for my main and everything. For my silver alt, it's still specialist. I think it's at 2 or something like that. But I can easily get that up in a heartbeat with the way that I can attack now. It's easier to increase your specialists later on in the game when you're attacking for more power against more powerful players. So that's the way you do it. All right, now if you're going to go through and do the player versus player route, because Clash of Thrones is going on, so it's not like we can completely ignore that. For Clash of Thrones, the smartest thing that you can ever do, if you're trying to get conquest points as a part of it, now bear in mind, there is a negative to Clash for Throne. If you enter into the top 100, you cannot bubble back up. You will be restricted to where you will not be able to bubble back up if you're in the top 100. So players that go through and play for Clash of Thrones, it has a weakness in the fact that you're not going to be able to bubble back up and people are constantly going to be hitting you and killing your army and stealing your resources. For me, because of the fact that I have this nice chunk of silver, 203 million, I guarantee you they would like eat me alive if they knew that I had it. They would be like, oh, please be stupid enough in order to attack during Clash for the Throne and everything. Make my life easy. And the only reason why I have that much silver is because I used my main and sent 200 million on over to this account just to be able to make things easier on me. All right, so now, since you know that Clash for the Throne is not a great way to do it because of the fact that you're too weak or you have resources, you don't want to lose them, and you're not concentrating on that way. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can always empty out your resources, like get this down to dang near zero, get this down to dang near zero. Same thing with these and everything. Then when people attack you, they're stealing probably nothing but food. And so you don't care. But do you really want to have it to where you're constantly attacked? It's kind of a morale issue, also. I just like, nah, no, never mind. So let's concentrate on the one that is easier for you, the Shadow Invasion. Okay, so Shadow Invasion, I'll show you it first. It has different like levels as far as if you earn a certain amount of points, you get this amount, you earn a certain amount, you get this amount, blah, 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 all the way up. And there is also some immortal essence that's a part of it. So every single time that this event ever pops up, I always go through and play it. And I'll usually max it all the way the heck out. Have it to where like I get the max amount of immortal essence I can, get all these different trigger bonuses and everything. It's usually a very good way to do things. And you also get some summoning scrolls out of it, which is nice. Triumphal challenge, pieces or scrolls or whatever. All right, so now let's take a look at it. You can buy the package, and the package is nice because it has the 4 different kinds. You have an aerial like flyer, you have a melee, you have a ranged, and you have a mounted. I think this is the mounted. This one's the melee. I think this one's no, this one's the melee. This one's the ranged. I don't know, something like that. But basically, it's showing you to where you need a very balanced 4 different parts to attack in order to be able to go through and hit the Shadow Invasion, not just melee or anything else like that. So let's go through and actually take a look at the actual soldiers. Anytime that you're ever playing on the PC, you could go through and look at the right hand side as to what exactly they have. If you're playing on your phone, in the upper right hand corner, there will be like one tab that you could pick or the other tab that you could pick. The one tab is where you're only looking at your army. The other tab is where you're looking at the opposing army. So if we're looking at the different ones, strength against mounted units, 50%. Strength against flying units, 50%. Strength against ranged units, 50%. And finally, strength against melee units, 50%. Wait. Ranged. Flying. Mounted. Okay, never mind. It has all 4 of them. Okay. So, anyways, they're perfectly balanced as the one versus the other versus the other. Granted, I could go through and just get a crap ton of epic monster hunters and go through and throw them at these guys and everything. There's nothing wrong with that or whatever. But it's also to where I usually like to keep things balanced. So I do have some guys right now that I can throw at this. Not a lot, but some. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we bulk on up a little bit and have it to where we, can send some dudes. Also, we need to get our captains right before we do this attack. All right, so I am not going to send Helen. I'm not going to send Farhad. I'm not going to send Aurora. And I'm only going to do one attack and everything because of the fact that you guys can figure this out on your own. This is going to be a shorter video, but it's also to where it will be helpful. Okay, you will be able to use your captain your hero as a part of this. So I am going, and you are allowed to take all of your, different captains and hero and everything. So I am going to definitely take Hercules with me, with his armor. Now, granted, I've only done Ragnarok once, so I do not have a lot of armor. Hellforge still hasn't popped up, so I don't have a lot of armor. I have very, very little. I am going to use Cleopatra also because Cleopatra is a badass. And for right now, rather than training more troops and everything, I'm just going to throw Ada in. So I have my hero, which if you have Spia Togor or whatever, that's great. If you don't, it doesn't matter. There is no extra bonus for him because he is going to be running with captains, so he doesn't get that 50% bonus. But so be it. And then we have Ada, which she has her bonus of her guardsman health and guardsman strength, has that bonus. Cleopatra has the whole entire army, gets a bonus of 130% for strength. And up against epic level monsters, we have Hercules with the 268%. So all of our captains have a natural bonus. Hercules has 25, 25, 25 against epic level monsters. So we do have different things that are going through and being affected by this. Let me see who called. I don't know who that is. Anyways. All right. So with that being said, we're pretty well set up. We want to make sure that each one of these has a artifact that they can basically use, which with her, okay, so right now we have that on Hercules, which is fine. Philosopher's Stone. Do we have any flyers? Yes, we do. So we can take this. Oh, monsters. Nope. This is melee units, health and strength. I will take that along. Let's equip that with Ada. And let's go through and take a look at the other two. So right now he has ranged as a part of his. And she has nothing. So let's equip her with something. We can do flying units. That's not a bad idea. All right. So each one of our guys now has artifacts. Now, granted, I have not done very much with my artifacts. That's why they're so low level, and I haven't really done anything with them. I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of bad. But so be it. It's my third account. I don't care. I'm not going to spend a lot of money on this one. All right. So we have it set up. I don't have really armor to speak of. So it's kind of pathetic that way. But oh well. They do have some bonuses, so whatever. I'm going to make sure I march it because since Clash of Thrones is going on, I do not want to leave a portal out because I know it will probably get attacked. So now we're going to go through and select all. We're just going to send everything with this. And it's not a huge amount or whatever, but it's something. All right, we're going to start our march. Let's speed it up. I don't think you guys want to see me march. Remember, if you're attacking when nobody else is attacking, you'll usually get a better bonus out of it. So try and time it out to where there's nobody else attacking at the time. Right now, Europe is mostly asleep, so I don't have to worry about that. US is awake. And there's other parts of the world that are awake and everything, but we have a lot of North American players and we have a lot of European players in this game. All right, so out of that, let me show you what exactly the report looks like so you get an idea as far as what you get. So you do get the pieces for your dragon in order to increase your dragon on up. We got Conquest points, which is 5.15 or 5.16 million, roughly. Not bad. We also get some other pieces and everything that do help you on the other events that are going on right now. So it wasn't completely horrible. And as a part of that, we also get a little bit more Conquest points. So this whole entire challenge right here is basically going to be like, how much are you willing to spend and use against this? I would highly advise that you at least take a good shot at it. Like at least do something with this event because the amount of good that comes out of it is definitely bigger than the amount of bad that you get out of it. All right, so we are trudging along with that part. That's good. And let's go through and click on this. Under our Valorant, sorry. All right, so we almost completed for this. No matter what and everything, I would go through and at least finish this part up because this is what gets you up in the levels of rewards. And then you could use that in order to hit the shop part. Getting the skin for your city is definitely going to be a good idea. I am almost there right now. I need to get to level 127. I got 9 or 10 days left, essentially. And right now, I am on level 118. So I'm going to get there. But anyways, so this is Shadow Invasion. I would highly advise that you guys do it. If you've added to where you haven't been spending too much money and all, and you look at your sales or whatnot, right now mine is sitting at $99. That is not bad at all. Like, if I was to go through and do the package, what you can do, and this is one thing that I don't know if a lot of you have been playing with this yet. The Merc package, whenever you go through and get one of these, it has a times 2 sale. So when you buy it, only plan on buying these whenever you plan on doing the times 2 value sale also. Because here's what happens, right? If I buy this at $99, I got 360,000 gold. If I buy this again, I'm going to be getting the value, it will say times 2 value or value times 2. I will be getting double the amount of mercs for each category, and I'll also be getting double the amount of gold compared to what I'm currently getting at 360,000. So I'll get 8,800, 8,800, 4,400, 220, and then I'll also get 720,000 in gold from basically buying this. So if you add the 360 up plus the 720 up, I'm basically getting 1.08 million in gold. Plus I'm going to be getting 13,200 in this mark, 13,200, 6,600, and basically 360. I'm sorry, 330 of this guy. It's going to be a huge amount of mercs in order to help me go through Shadow Invasion and hit those different markers, which I will probably end up doing, even though I don't want to do that much with this individual account. But it will allow me to hit with a little bit more power. So make it to where when I do Hellforge, I will be able to do it better. So that is all for this video, guys, as far as Shadow Invasion, how exactly it plays into your whole entire strategy, what exactly you need to use the points for and everything. Please make sure that when you're using the points that you put them towards army modernization first. Army modernization is more important than having specialists. Trust me, I know. So do that. Whenever this event pops up and everything, please make sure that you play it. Other than that, if you did learn anything out of this video, please go through and hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. I'm going to be having it to where once I finish up with this strategy guide, I might actually have it to where I start playing on Twitch or whatever, and actually streaming my playing time and everything, so that this way you guys can see exactly how I play for extended periods of time and not just me talking to the mic. But it'll give you an idea as far as how you can play on more of an expert level. So if you guys would like something like that, go through and let me know. Right now it's just the tutorial videos, but I think that for a lot of you, unless I figure out like different topics that I haven't explored yet, which there are a few, but not a lot, like how to do proper CP runs, stuff like that. Like I am going to do those. And so look for those to actually be upcoming. But there's also where I can only go so far with tutorial videos. So might actually get to where we go into Twitch and I'll give you guys all the information ahead of time. I've not explored it yet. So hopefully you guys like everything that I'm doing and actually are learning from it. If you guys want to get a hold of me, the best way to get a hold of me is message me through the game. I do try and check the comments on the videos, but it's not very often. I won't even lie. Like last time I looked was from before Hawaii, which was like a month ago. It's the holiday, guys. If I'm checking comments from people during the holidays, then I really have no life and really should just go through and smack myself silly. So if you're upset about it, sorry, not sorry. You guys have a happy holidays and everything, and I will probably have another video for you very, very soon. Hopefully Hellforge pops up very soon. And then also I'm almost at G6 with Valor points, so you will see another video when I do hit that. All right, you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.